And we are live with it. What's going on? Welcome to Totally Blitz Podcast. We changing it up this week. We're in the same motherfucking studio together. As always, as we talk this NFL Week 15 recap go down, follow along, like and subscribe, comment with us. But as always, I'm Paul Pick 'em Win 'em, and I'm joined with.
You already know, man. It's your boy Kev Water, voices boy in the flesh, always doing what it do. And it's been a great fucking week, Paul. You know, a young nigga graduated this weekend.
Yes, everyone, round of applause. Drop some likes. That boy graduated.
Cash App is in the bio.
We went to the UFC fights as well. Y'all follow on the UFC boxing side of the Fight Club.
Cash App is in the description. But yeah, it was a great fucking week. The UFC fights were fucking phenomenal, so I can't wait to talk those on the show. But the real fucking joy was these fucking games this weekend. The Bills versus Lions, instant bakers. My Falcons got a boring ass win, but a win is a win. And then there are a lot of teams that did what they needed to do. You got the Eagles showing that they were motherfucking bosses, taking out the Steelers. The Colts blew it. Like, I don't know how you go up from high. Well, we can talk that in a second, but the Colts blew it worse than we ever could have expected. Oh, man, it was a lot of week. I don't know what you want to talk first.
Well, first I had to fix that lighting. I forgot all about when we were a little pixelated there. But, man, starting from the top, because we never got to talk Thursday, did we?
Oh, we didn't talk Thursday.
Yeah, we got – that's, of course, we got to start from there. The Thursday night game, I know a lot of people probably fell asleep on it. It was a snoozer. Rams, 49ers, 12-6. Rams get the much-needed win to take the number one spot in the division, whereas the 49ers, we thought we're back. After beating and pummeling the Bears, we realized, they're not back. They're still pretty, I won't say shitty, but they're pretty bad right now.
I mean, I just felt like they're a team that hasn't figured out a lot of their problems, and this isn't the part of the season that you have time to do that anymore. So with that team still going through the struggles that they are with Christian McCaffrey's injuries, Brock Purdy up and down, the defense giving up. The defense, some games getting scored on like crazy, letting people run all over their ass. I mean, there's just a lot of issues that you can't. And for a while, we were just blaming it on injuries, but it's like, there's just a lot going on. I think Kyle Shanahan's a great coach just for making his team still look playable and even have a chance at the playoffs. But the Rams are playing some good football right now. If they had scored a shit ton, I would have told you this is the best football they've been playing all season. But it wasn't the best. Like, the offense didn't look amazing, but they did what they needed to do to get the win.
Yeah, 4 field goals was enough to get this win. On the other side, though, my big thing with the 49ers is fucking Debo. Debo talks all this shit all year long, and he has a little, not a slant, not a post, but like in between that. And he takes it up the middle. He drops what possibly would have been the only touchdown scored that game and would have been a completely game changer in the third quarter. And just drops it completely. He's answering questions about it at the fucking post game. Especially, like, I saw a post today where it was like, oh, here's just a graphic of guys who scored 1 touchdown this year, receiving touchdown. And it was Josh Allen has one, Jared Goff has one, Dan Skipper, a lineman, a few linemen have one, a defensive tackle has one, and Debo Samuel has one. And it was just Bo Nix is on there. Someone said Debo Nix. So that's just, if you're getting paid, like, it's time to talk about that contract because you're getting paid so much money to be what's considered an elite wide receiver. Ayuk, he's hurt, so we can't talk about him. But Debo, you're getting paid premier money to basically just. I didn't see you on the field until you dropped the ball, and at that point, look at the end zone. End zone's right fucking there.
Yeah, he did it on 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, settling for in the third quarter. It's all one possession game. Their defense is playing good. Their defense is playing good. That would have opened it up. So yeah, the Debo hate I think is 100% warranted because if you don't say nothing, motherfuckers start hating on you, then they're hating on your bag. But the fact that you was openly tweeting about like I'm not getting the ball, I said what I said, da 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 da, like then you come out and do this. All right, but yeah, and yeah, I'm
So
done with him.
I respect it. I mean, I'm not gonna kill Debo because he's on my fantasy team. So like I didn't know the whole one touchdown thing. That shit was bad. But I look at this offense as a whole as they're just not hitting it right. Then like, there's a lot of miscues, and not everybody is playing perfect every play. So like I think the team, like if 3/4 of the people on the field are playing to play well, like that means like what only 7 people, 7 or 8 people are holding it down, and there's three on people that's fucking up. That's fucking up. Like that changes a lot. I just think there's just a lot of miscues, and like as a coach, as a well coached team, like a Kyle Shanahan coach team, this is like very frustrating. Brock Purdy has a lot of miscues, like the interception. He tried to force it to Jawan Jennings in double coverage, ended up throwing the interception to the safety. Like there's just so many miscues that you can't control that can't that you not can't control that need to get figured out first. I'm not just gonna put it on Debo, but that drop was kind of bad. And did you see when he got community noted?
No,
Oh man, on Twitter he got community noted so bad. So Jit posted,
good.
he was like, he's like, hey, it's not a bad season. I just haven't been getting the targets. I'm not in the slump. It's just I haven't been getting the targets. And then he got community noted. He actually leads his team to drop.
Oh yeah, good. No, that Chris, like they'll say that and people will follow that shit like it's truth. I'm happy to community note to him because like he's playing so bad.
I just wouldn't have said nothing. See, me personally, if I'm fucking up,
But
I'm just
but
quiet.
that's why I'm coming hard on him. It's
I
because
would
he's openly
I
talking.
would have pulled a Nick Saban because nobody's even talking about the Jet Campbell. He got suspended by the 49ers because he refused to go back to play. So I don't even know
Oh,
who.
they're saying that no, the 49ers have reached out to the office that they want a suspension. Like they want the NFL to suspend him for that shit. They're trying to find the maximum penalty because if they just sit him for the rest of the year, he still gets paid for every game. So they want to make sure he's suspended because oh, you don't want to play, you're not getting a paycheck because
Yeah.
like we got 100 people on the motherfucking practice squad that will kill to be in your spot. And then I heard on Pat McAfee where they were talking about was this like the first time this is like apparently a former Packer. He had a breakout season with the Packers. They never gave him more money because the next season was when the like more players were coming back healthy and stuff. And that second season he played pretty shitty. Was like not the best teammate and all that. So that's why the Packers didn't resign him. They let him walk. And then now he goes to the Rams, and oh, when Fred Warner's healthy and Dre Greenwall is healthy, I'm going back to playing the backup. So then you get put back into the backup, and then they ask you to come in, and now it's like, I don't want to play. Yeah, that's why the 49ers are coming in like, oh, we don't want him that's not on the team. We want him suspended so he don't get paid for the rest of this year because we're not trying to reward somebody that does that.
That's real shit. I'm not mad at him for
I'm
it.
not mad at it either.
But like, that's not my problem. John Lynch, I bet you John Lynch was furious.
Oh, John Lynch pulled up on him. John Lynch, people forget John Lynch is a big motherfucker.
Yeah,
he played ball.
Like, he's to hold it down too.
Like, don't. Oh, this ain't no GM. Like, this ain't. As a Dolphins fan, this ain't no Mike McDaniel. All right, like you're not just doing what you want to do and not worry. Like, nah, you're gonna have a 6'2" built motherfucker in your face that knows all about what it takes to win. This is back in the day where motherfuckers was chopping off fingers to go play another snap. For like one person did, but they was making like 50K a year.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, there's a difference too. Like you gotta think, like you weren't making millions and millions just to be a backup. Like,
oh wait, I'm crying. He was on that team.
He was. That was his teammate.
Yeah. That was his fucking backcourt. Like, I think John.
That's his number one.
Yeah, I think John played strong. The other dude plays. What's his name?
Ronnie Lott.
Ronnie Lott. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. Like he in multiple championships. This is a hard nosed team. So when that happens, John Lynch just ain't hearing that. Like he watched a guy making 125K a year chop off a finger to go back in. Like, yeah, he's not hearing none of that.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, this game was not that good for us to have talked about it this long, but this was my favorite. This probably was my favorite breakdown in the second.
Yeah, let's keep it pushing. From the start of the 1 o'clock, Texans beat my Dolphins. Kev, I've been telling you, Dolphins are done. I did. Mike McDaniel, I saw the number. Actually, I can pull it up right now.
Wait, pause. Did you hear that? This thing is in Kev. I'm gonna tell you about Dolphins. I'm like, no, I'm thinking about it. I have been the advocate for the Dolphins all season.
Let me see. When Mike McDaniel plays a team, when the Dolphins play a team that's above 500, we 3-15. This is what I was trying to point out to Kev. Last time we talked Dolphins was like, anytime we pull up on a Packers squad, a Texan squad this year, like anytime it's anybody who's like, oh, that's a playoff team, not just like a Super Bowl team, but just a playoff team, we don't win. And like that should just be telling enough. they sent me that stat, Mike McDaniel's record, this has been worse than the Biden regimen, bro. If you ask me,
Nigga said the Biden,
the Biden
is
administration,
crazy.
bro, this is worse. I
So,
ain't even political, bro. I ain't vote for nobody, but this is pathetic, bro. There's no excuse for what the fuck I'm witnessing.
I think it's so crazy that I have to come out here every week and defend the Dolphins.
He called Mike McDaniel's favorite play is the screen.
Yeah,
I see the screen so many. It'd be 3rd and 11, and we call a fullback screen or something. Like, I'm done with the screen passes. I am Tyreek. I like Tua throws an interception. Tua does not look good this game. Our defense played pretty good. Chop Robinson's been a top defender for like the past few weeks. But no one's talking about Tyreek. Like, I know you can only get the ball. Like, he got like 7 targets, so I can't say that he didn't get targets, but he's just. I have him in fantasy. I have him in real life on my team. Like, I just haven't, like, when it comes to a big game, he don't show up. I gave him the benefit of the doubt last year when we played against the Chiefs in the playoffs. It was cold, and he didn't do nothing. And then, like, it's even worse when Trick McDuffie's like pushing him to the dirt on like a block and shit. But I don't know. It's just overall we paid a lot of money for flash and ass.
See, I'm gonna advocate for the Dolphins. I just want you to hear this quick snippet from a dude that lives in Miami. This shit was hilarious.
Every time this nigga plays a good team, he looks like trash. He looks garbage. He looks awful. He don't look like the highest paid quarterback. He doesn't look like the best player on the field.
He's not the highest paid
quarterback. Bro, at what point do we acknowledge this shit? At what point do we hold this nigga accountable, bro? Every week y'all make excuses for the nigga. And I keep telling y'all, this nigga is trash. He's trash. He's Hawaiian. He cannot play quarterback. Come on, bro. Come on, Hawaiian football players, they want to play linemen. They big linemen. That's what they do. They cannot play quarterback. Y'all was gotta listen to me, bro.
So, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you. Dolphins fans are down bad right now. But I think this team, if it wasn't as expensive as it was, nobody would be tripping. I think they would just say, like, okay, they're not winning the big ones. This isn't a team I can trust, but this is a team I can cover with. And, like, maybe they might not have covered this week. But the Dolphins, they're another team with a lot of issues, and this isn't a part of the season to figure those out. Like, training camp, I need everybody there for OTAs. Everybody. Non-mandatories, I need you there. You got to pull up because y'all get paid a lot. Y'all got to figure out. You got to figure out the chemistry, and then after that, run with it.
Waddle already got paid, so he's there. It was like, but we're paying a whole bunch of skilled players. That's my issue. It's like we just don't have the real grittiness to us. Like we got a whole bunch of like, and our skilled players aren't like physical either. It's a whole bunch of speed. And when it works, it looks good. But whenever we play a good team, it don't work. So at this point, I'm fed up.
Yeah, I think it's easy to be neutralized. I would never say it doesn't work. I just know if I was like keying in, all I got to do is watch the slant, and I'm not really tripping on it.
But yeah, Dolphins are not eliminated, but it does take a whole bunch. Like there's like 3 paths to the playoffs, and all 3 are very like not what we want right now. Texans probably secured their number 1 in the division with this win, though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely didn't see you guys going to the playoffs, but I still think you guys are a decent team. I'd rather have Tua than a few other quarterbacks in the world.
Then we got the Ravens blowing out the Giants. This was no surprise. Lamar does have his best performance, I think, of the season with the 5-touchdown game. Derrick Henry didn't do nothing. I needed him in fantasy. He did absolutely fucking nothing. Lamar stole the show. Giants, it did what you expected. 14 points out of them. It did not cover the 16.5 spread. Ravens cover that. This was an absolute asshole from start to finish.
Yeah, them boys got fucked up. My dog Rashard Bateman, 2 touchdowns, because that's what we do. You feel me? But they got all the numbers. They got all the way fucked up. And there's not much to say besides for the fact that this game is just gonna look really good on the stat lines later. So, like when they talk about how close this MVP race was between Lamar Jackson and Saquon and Josh Allen. But I think this team, this is just one of those games where you did what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to show that you can beat the fuck up off good teams. I mean, they didn't let too much crazy shit happen in the passing game, so your passing defense didn't look bad. But the rush defense did what the fuck they were supposed to do. So this is what I just think this is what good teams are supposed to do. They're supposed to walk in, and when they run into a team that's not supposed to be there, where they're supposed to blow them the fuck out. Things that the Eagles didn't do against the Jags, things that the Chiefs don't really do against anybody. Like they just walked them down and just fucked them up and left.
No, exactly well put. Top to bottom, absolute ass whooping. Lamar probably not winning MVP, but he probably would have a case to win it this year if it wasn't for the fact that the voter fatigue probably is going to be a real thing.
I wanted to say that like maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Nah, Josh Allen is Superman. Like the shit that Josh Allen is doing right now, I haven't seen.
Yeah, we'll get into that his run. Next game, the Jets beat the Jaguars 32-25. At one point in the first quarter, the Jags were winning. At one point in the second quarter, the Jags were winning. At a point in the third quarter, the Jags were winning. And a point in the fourth quarter, the Jags were winning. There was a point every time this game where you tune in and you think Jags are going to win this game, the Jets are this, what the fuck? Like, Devontae Adams goes absolutely ridiculous, has nearly 200 fucking receiving yards, 2 touchdowns. He pulls up a vintage performance, as people are saying. Some people might also saying it might be the last hurrah of seeing Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams kind of eat like that. So they're happy to see it or whatever. But Jets get the win, but it was a barn burner this whole game with the Jaguars. Mac Jones looked good. Brian Thomas looked good. Brian Thomas Jr., the rookie wide receiver. Travis Etienne probably has his best game of the year against the Jets defense. If Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams don't have the game they have, the Jets probably lose this game.
Oh, the Jets suck, bro. Like, okay, y'all won for sure, and I picked the Jets, so I'm not tripping. But yeah, y'all suck, bro. This was not. Y'all did every chance you could to motherfucking lose this game. Like the way you feel about what team Debo and them. So I feel about the Jets and them. I love Devontae Adams. I think Sauce Gardner is a cool has a really cool brand behind him. So and Aaron Rodgers at one point was my MVP. But this team is not a team I would ever bet on. I hated the fact I had to pick them, but the Jags defense showed why you should pick them. But yeah, they tried to fucking lose this game as bad as they could. And this was a game at least they didn't rely on breaks. I will say they did win this off the muscle, but this was not a game to be proud of. This Aaron Rodgers was over here skinning and grinning on Pat McAfee yesterday. Skinning and grinning, kid. I'm like, oh, I guess this helps you sleep at night. Wins are hard to come by in the National Football League.
That's what you're talking about now.
Yeah, wins are hard to come by in the National Football League. So we're gonna respect and enjoy each and every one of them. But like, I'm not going to sleep at night saying, yeah, man, we beat the Jags. Do better.
Then we had what was probably one of the easiest dogs I think of me and Kev had to pick all year. Probably the easiest since the Eagles versus Bengals game, where the Eagles were dogs going into Cincinnati. But Cowboys beat the Panthers 30-14, forced 4 turnovers on Bryce and a couple fumbles as well in the running game. Cooper Rush throws career high, I think 3 touchdowns this game. CD like they started off the game like 10-0. Like at that point when the Cowboys were up 10-0, I was like, oh, they're gonna win this game. This is exactly what I thought. The defense was gonna lock in. Bryce, you can't pick the Panthers at a high price. Like, they were a 3-point favorite at home. There's everything about this game. It's like, oh, Cowboys is gonna win this game, and that's exactly what happened. They played both good on both sides of the ball. God, I guess they're still somewhat in. No, they're out of it. The NFC is kind of tough, but yeah, at least they're showing some life with all the injuries they got.
No, them boys shitty too. But their defense locked in this game because those picks that were getting on Bryce Young was so funny. And I'm talking about bouncing the air all over the place. Like, I think they got 2 or 3. I can't remember. But their defense locked in, and then Cooper Rush looked like the Cooper Rush that we used to know. Like, the dude that used to come in for the high-powered, come in for the high-powered offense and kind of does his thing. Shout out, don't forget the W, especially against the Panthers team. That's looked really good against a lot of good teams. And me as a Falcons fan that knows you have to play them, and that's a pretty crucial game. And so, like, it's good.
You can run on them because Shaquan was able to run on them. Rico Dowdle goes for almost 150 yards against them. Rico Dowdle went from having, I think it was like at week 10, no 100-yard rushing games. And like the last 3 weeks, he's had 100-yard rushing games every single game.
The boys ain't got nothing else to do.
They don't. Then we had the Commies beating the Saints 20-19, but boy, did the Commies try their best to give this game up. fourth quarter, they go like Saints tie it up. I think with no time left on the clock.
None at all. Spencer Rattler
Brings it all the way down, gets the score, and then they go for two. You could go for the tie, go to overtime, but instead they say, "Fuck it, we probably not winning overtime. We gotta win it right here." And 2 point conversion fails. Of course, now all the Monday night, or was it the Monday morning quarterbacks? They start talking like, "Oh, y'all should have just kicked the extra point." Well, yeah, shoulda, coulda, woulda. Instead, Tommy's almost give it up after it was coming out to a big lead. Scary Terry was looking good. Jaden Daniels looked good. And then all of a sudden, the Saints start creeping back in the fourth quarter.
Bro, I'll never get mad at somebody for going for the 2 point conversion, especially when their defense is giving up all types of shits. I just look at it as the biggest, like, yo, something I did, like moving that you can in football. Like, hey, bro, I just tied this. I'm down. I just scored the 6. All we got to do is kick the extra point. And we tied up. We get an extra quarter of football. Sudden death. Whoever wins the coin toss has the advantage, right? Or I could say, suck my dick.
And go for it.
Go for it. And show y'all I got the biggest balls in this motherfucker. No diddy. So, like, I can't ever get mad at it because even when I saw the play, I was like, I was chewing them. I was clowning the fuck up. And I was like, yeah, they thought Spencer Rattler was going to take them to the promised land. But at the same time, it was a good play. And, like, they came back because they was down 17-0 at one point in this game. So, like, there was a play, I think it was not a flea flicker. It was one of those quarterback throws the screen to the receiver throws that bitch up. And Alvin Kamara got fucking vertical. And
dove for that bitch.
You feel me? And I be forgetting Alvin Kamara went to Tennessee because when I was over there, they had all types of Kamara jerseys because he was that dude at Tennessee. So, like, yeah, they came back and the Commons almost blew it. I think Scary Terry had some great fucking catches this game. But this team is not a team that's going to go be dangerous in the playoffs.
Yeah, they were hot early. Second half of the season, they cooled off. They probably a team somebody wants to line up against come playoff time.
Yeah, like I'm not. I mean, don't get me wrong. Don't make it seem like this team is shitty. I just don't think this team is a team to be feared during playoff time because if you have a shitty defense, they're gonna put up 40. So, like, you better be ready to shoot that bitch out. So
that's true.
And especially if you're like a Lions with a defense that's kind of like reeling, like you gotta be ready to come and shoot that thing out, even though you're the better team. So I'm not gonna say this team sucks. I'm just saying that, like, they're a team that if I had a choice, I would like to see them in the playoffs.
Then we had the Bengals beating the Titans 37 to, was it 24? I believe the score was. Yeah, 37-27. This was a ball game.
Yeah, it really was. I was about to say, don't let that score fool you.
Yeah, this was a ball game. I think all the way, like, T. Higgins got to score, Tony Pollard. Like, they were going back. The Titans scored first. They were running the ball up and down the field with Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears. Will Levis is doing enough to not fuck up. But then, of course, he fucks up. The third quarter, he throws the interception touchdown to Geno Smith. Was it Geno Smith? It was something Geno. But he throws he throws it like Geno Stone. That was it. It throws the intersection to Geno Stone, 39 yards to the house. And at that point, it's 2-possession game. And I kind of feel like that took the wind out of the sails. Like, that was, damn, we kept this a ball game. It was real close. Offenses are making no mistakes. And then, of course, Will Levis throws that big pick six. Bengals defense actually makes a big play. But, yeah, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase price is only going up. T. Higgins, this is his last year there. He's balling out. Chase Brown, the rookie running back, definitely found his spot as the RB1 on this team. He scores again this week. Bengals are just going to be they're going to be like the best team with their win-loss record when the season's over. They're going to end the season with like some shitty-ass record. We're going to be like, damn, bro, that was a tough-ass team for that record they got.
Ooh. Oh, that's funny. They so this is for the Titans. The Titans at one point after the second half, it goes Titans get the ball, punt. Bengals get the ball, interception.
Yeah.
3 plays later, Titans throw interception, touchdown.
The pick six to Geno.
Then the Titans, of course, get the ball back, fumble. Titans get the ball back again, interception. Like, that's pretty tragic. At one point, And halfway through, they bench fucking. Oh, after the interception for the touchdown, they bench motherfucking
Will
Levis
Levis.
for
Yeah.
Mason Rudolph. Mason Rudolph comes out at the 2 touchdowns, but even he gets a pick in his motherfucker. So like, yeah, this game was pretty fucking crazy. Like to have 2 different quarterbacks and to do that new Will
Yeah.
Levis meme came out. But like
Yeah.
this Bengals defense still sucks. Like don't let them
27 points
fool
given
you.
up to the Titans team is crazy.
They just got the turnovers. I will say this. I would talk so much shit less of the Bengals defense if they got more turnovers. Because when they do get turnovers and their offense does do all the scoring that it does look pretty good and they figure it out.
That's true. Well, too bad that defense. They're gonna have to overhaul the whole defense in off season.
Oh yeah, get rid of everybody. Everybody got to go. Fire sale. Everything must go.
And then we had the Chiefs beating the Browns 21-7. Whoever that dumbass that was on ESPN or one of the shows Kev brought up that
A rank.
A-ranked picking fucking the Browns. Circle this, bro. Circle this. Come back to me come Sunday night. Well, we're back. Like you're completely wrong. I think it was 21-0 at a certain point.
Yeah, and Jameis threw one.
Then Jameis finally gets one. The win is the win. We could talk about how the Chiefs keep winning, but like to me, the biggest talking point, the biggest story is the injury, the high ankle sprain. Carson Wentz comes in. Carson Wentz doesn't look too bad, but like we know what can happen underneath Carson Wentz's watch. It could be great, could be terrible. But it is what's on the table. I wouldn't be shocked if he plays these next couple of weeks just because Mahomes can rehab injury type shit. You already secured the playoffs. Depends on how bad they want that number 1 seed.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting that number 1 seed, but I am giving letting Mahomes. I'm putting Mahomes on the bench on the IR this week. Not IR because that's 4 weeks. But I'm letting Mahomes sit this week because we already up 1 on the Bills since the Bills lost the other. Our a 3-loss team and we're only a 1-loss team. So I'm definitely taking advantage of that. And I'm probably only gonna have to rest my starters for half the game, the last game. So I will take advantage of that. If Pat Mahomes is anything less than 70%, I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just chillax.
But would it be 70%? You know, saying like third quarter or second quarter, take a big hit. Like you're at that point, like, I fuck it. All right, you coming back out? Like, come here.
I mean, yeah, because like there's no point in the risk nothing crazy. But this Chiefs team this is the first win that felt like this is what you're supposed to do. Come in here, score your points, and leave.
Oh yeah, no. Like I was a little worried because they do keep games close, but like when I was picking it, I was just like, I just can't. Like I said, I was like, the Browns' only win in the last 5 weeks was the Snow Bowl. But like when all the other conditions are normal, they got blown out by everybody. Like it was like 20-point deficit losses, a whole bunch across the board. So the Chiefs did what they had to do. And like I said, I'm not too worried about this win. This is more about the injury, especially because like it's so close to playoffs. If this is a week 4 injury, no big deal. But it's like,
yeah, it is crazy close to playoffs.
Yeah, playoffs are right around the corner. And this was like you always say, you want to be playing your best ball.
But Paul, man, I'm telling you, you will not see me say anything negative about the Chiefs. You gotta show me.
Then we had the this game was crazy. The Broncos beating the Colts 31-13. At one point, the Colts are up 13-10 in the fourth quarter, and within the matter of about 6 minutes.
Damn, timeout.
21 points in 6 minutes.
Timeout. So the Will Levis's ex-bitch was at the ex-girlfriend was at the game.
Yeah.
She got benched in front of through 3 interceptions. They got benched in front of his ex-bitch. You know she was in the group chat talking shit.
So much shit.
Hey, little dick just got put on the bench.
blah, blah. No, yeah. But fucking Broncos, this game just pissed me off so much because I had the Colts plus 14.5, and they let up they let up the touchdown from Bo Nix and Nate Atkins to start the fourth quarter. Cool. I expected the Broncos would score a touchdown. All right, cool. No big deal. 17-13. You're still down by 4. Then y'all try a fucking trick play that Nick Bonito takes to the crib. Aiden Mitchell catches the ball, holds it for about a second. Low key kind of spin that bitch on his hand a little bit, and like then throws it back. Yeah, about a second and a half. That motherfucker has that shit, and I know that's a play where you're supposed to catch it and just throw that bitch right back. He doesn't, and
I think the trick play was. I mean, I don't know how blood it practiced that play.
but I didn't like how you saw the clip where it went back to him talking. He still not big. He was like, "No, I didn't fuck up. I did exactly what I was supposed to do."
Yeah, that was a bad.
That's a bad way to respond as a rookie.
This is the reason why Pat McAfee and the boys do not like them. Sunday's 51. There were 51 turnovers this motherfucker Sunday.
And Mitchell was one of them with that fucking pass back that goes to the crib. And I still am okay because they're still what? They're down by 11. It's third and long. And they're within field goal range. It's like 30 yards away from them. It's third and long at like 35, 30-yard line. I'm like, okay, cool. Just get this little stuff. Let them get a couple yards. Kick the field goal. It's still a 14-point game. Y'all get the ball back. We'll see what happens. Nah, Bo Nix throws a dart to Courtland Sutton on the third and long. Scores a touchdown. Now it's definitely over 14 and a half. And the point margins, it's a fucking like 15. It's like an 18-point differential. And then Anthony Richardson throws an interception like 2 plays later. And I was like, bro, this. And then Anthony Richardson's stats come out that like he's like not just like incompletions, and it says inaccurate passes. Who has the most inaccurate? It doesn't matter if it's caught, dropped. Most inaccurate passes thrown since 2000. He's second on the list. I don't know who's number one, but it was like minimum of 300 attempts. So you had to be at least a starter for like at least a year type shit. So like the second most inaccurate passer of the football since 2000, bro.
That's crazy work.
And I bet on them not to lose by 14 and a half. That shit just hurt you so bad.
I'm not going to blame it all on Anthony Richardson and Jit that through the thing because Jonathan Taylor also did some dumbass shit. And I think that's kind of the Colts' MO right now. We do a lot of dumbass shit. I think when it comes to teams that were supposed to be like a Jags team, we'll bust their ass. But everybody else, I don't know, kid. Everybody else, kid, I don't really know what they can really do with them. This team looked like they could have actually seen a thing. If they had won today, they would have had a 75% chance of going to the playoffs. Now they're like at 15.
That's what pissed me off so much about the Dolphins losing early. That's why I'm on their ass because like the Colts were tied with us. And the Colts lost. Okay, cool. And the Chargers were the team in front of us. They lost. We'll talk about that later. I was just like, everyone else did what they had to do. And we got cooked.
Yeah. So like there's a lot that has to go into certain teams. A lot of teams control their own destiny a little bit and they were fucking up.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson. I do want to see what the Colts do because like I wouldn't go out and draft another quarterback because like you drafted him at number 4 overall or 3rd overall, either one of the 2 spots. And he only played like 13 total games at quarterback. So like you knew there was gonna be growing pains. So like if you drafted him, accepted that, and he had the first year he looked decent and he got hurt. So you kind of got to wash that away. Like that season never happened. Like this was his true rookie season. He's playing every game. He still didn't play every game, but like he's played the games. And if I think you maybe give him the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, you have 1 season under your belt. We can come back next year and see how you look. But I'm just kind of, I don't know what the Colts are going to do come this offseason.
I mean, there's a lot that has to go into a lot of things. I think there's a lot because a lot of motherfuckers got paid a long time ago. So there's a lot of releases, cutting there's a lot of blowing up that needs to get done to make this team a playable, good team. At the end of the day, the Colts do have a way of being able to put together a team that wins football games. This is just a team that's very young, and what the future they're heading towards is not very looks very satisfactory. So they're gonna lock in and kind of slow down a lot of shit, and then need to recruit. That's why I think the offseason.
Because they also looked good early. They scored like the opening touchdown, maybe not opening drive, but like they scored the first touchdown, and Anthony Richardson had like 35, 40 rushing yards, but before halftime, like I was like, okay, they're doing what you're supposed to do with an Anthony Richardson.
Oh, I forgot to bring that up. So people are talking about the Saints game versus the Commies about how the refs stopped the ball.
Oh, gave them extra time.
Seconds, and the Saints ended up talking the ball with 4 seconds to go, and then they scored the touchdown with no seconds left.
That play should have never happened.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But Didn't matter. They couldn't
Yeah.
get the 2 points.
Then we got the Cardinals beating the dog shit out of the Patriots. James Conner gets 2 touchdowns. Trey McBride, 9 catches, 87 yards. He has like 960 something yards as a tight end. Balling. I think he's the number 2. He's behind, I think, Brock Bowers when it comes to yardage. I can't remember that. But like I just know maybe Sam Laporte has more. I just know he's like number 2 in like yardage for tight ends. He has no touchdowns.
Yeah, I was about to say he doesn't score a lot of points in fantasy. He's one of my favorite players.
No touchdowns. I don't know what the record is for this, but like he's getting close to like yardage with no and like receptions with no touchdowns.
Maybe for a tight end, but I remember Julio used to go like weeks. Like
that's true. And Kansas City receivers like.
Yeah, that one.
Jeremy Maclin was on that bitch. I know he was a 1,000-yard receiver. I don't think they didn't score a goddamn touchdown.
So I think they were like, there was one season like Julio like 7 weeks into the season, no touchdowns. Just probably had like 1,200 yards. Right?
Yeah, so he's snapping, but it's just but he ain't got no touchdowns with it, which is just a crazy stat line.
Yeah, I mean, they did what they needed to do. They fucked the Patriots up. Patriots season has been a complete success for them when it comes to rebuilding and understanding that they have a decent quarterback, but it's been shitty because we thought they had a good defense. We don't know what happened to that. And Jared Mayo is not looking like the best hire that they could have done. They probably could have done better, just keep it Bill. But if they had kept Bill, they would have never got Drake. So, but life is life. But this is the part of the season where a lot of motherfuckers need to start thinking about what happens after this.
You don't think Bill wanted Drake, man?
He literally said he didn't want like.
Oh, really?
The way he was criticizing the boys when they drafted him. Because remember, he was on Pat McAfee for the draft.
Yeah, but he criticized everybody hard.
But he killed them boys for that.
Oh, really? Okay, I didn't peep that one. But I was, how big I'm Drake, man. But then we had the game of the year so far, potentially with the Bills, Lions. 90 points was scored between these two squads.
Crazy.
Bills 48, Lions 42. I may be wrong when I say this, but I just feel like the Bills were in the driver's seat this whole game. They scored. Josh Allen gets like a rush touchdown. Then the Bills on the Lions scored a touchdown. I don't know if it was their first or their second, but they bringing out Dan Skipper to score that touchdown. The lineman, and at that point, I just got bad vibes because I was like, y'all are kind of doing y'all's trick plays kind of early. Like normally, like this is like. Josh Allen and the Bills are doing exactly what you expect them to do, and they're scoring on you. Whereas like y'all are having to go deep in the bag to kind of keep this game going. But throughout the whole game, the Bills just kept the lead. Like anytime the Lions would try to like chop that lead down, the Bills would tie it up. Josh Allen would just tie it up and lead a fucking drive. Both defenses are very questionable because both defenses got cooked. Absolutely no way to say it otherwise. Points was fun. The game was all-time high. NFL probably went crazy for a game like this. I wish it was on prime time so everyone could have watched this shit. But yeah, Bills won. I had the Bills picked. I thought they was gonna lock in. That's exactly what they did. Josh Allen MVP. I think it's secured in the bag.
Oh, 1,000%. But 2 things for me when it came to this game. One, I go, bro, they can pitch as much as they want. I'm talking about. Man, NFL getting soft. NFL getting weak. Man, you can't touch nobody. But you could bitch as much as you want. And then Myers, I'm gonna come with rebuttal. But we know more than we knew back then. Blah,
true.
blah, blah. Or like you can talk to the chain of sharks and be like a defensive receiver. He got helmets. He got helmets and shoulder pads on. Like you feel me? Like people can talk as much shit as they want about like the new generation stuff. But this is the type of football I want to watch. These are the games I want to see. I want to see them boys score. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I love some good defense. I love an interception. I love to see a good tackle. I wish they did have big hits still. But they do still have big hits. But, like, I wish they could, like, murder motherfuckers for coming down the middle.
Yeah.
But, nah, kid, this is what I wanted to see. Because Jared Goff and Dad came by to talk. They said, yo, we're missing blah, blah, blah amount of periods on defense right now. And this is probably the most high-powered offense in the league. We finna come shoot this bitch out. Jared Goff said, I got you. 494, 5 touchdowns. I think no interceptions. First person to ever do that in a loss. Like, Josh Allen MVP is secure, but Jared Goff number 4 is like right there. This is the best Lions team we've ever seen. And even though they did lose this game, I don't think this is a hold your head down situation. Like, yo, we did everything we fucking could. We lost like five. They lost like five players this game. They lost
Yeah.
David Montgomery, and on some crazy shit. I'm not into betting at all, but they put in the group chat that his
Over under.
yeah, over under was like 775.5. Jit just broke his shit and got hurt for the rest of the season at 775 yards.
On the dot. Can't make up these lines, but Vegas knows something.
No, I'm telling you, shit is crazy, kid. But you losing people like Carlton Davis, your D
Another
tackle.
defensive. The defensive line was already on like walk-ons. Like another defensive tackle gone. I think it's 22 players now on the IR. Or 21 maybe, but yeah, it was 18 and people were making a big deal. It's only gone up.
Yeah, and I mean, you can criticize Dan Campbell for the onside kicks. Like, what the fuck are you doing, homie? Like,
Yeah,
whatever you want.
That was
Whatever you want, but like, and then there was the fucking Dan Campbell, brush your teeth. It's like the bottom of his teeth look like all types of plaque and gingivitis.
it was coming at him, but like when you're riding the roller coaster, the highs are high, the lows are low.
But like at the end of the day, I just looked at it like, oh, this team is fighting. This is the best Lions team I've ever seen. This is the best Lions team we've seen ever in a while. Like, they just lost this game.
And I did say on the pre thing, and we'll get further with the Vikings game, but the Vikings are licking their lips when they watched this game because they needed this. Like, it's opened the door.
You're talking Vikings. Don't forget the Eagles. The Eagles are like, oh,
the Eagles field. Too, yeah.
Yeah, let me play you bitches in Philly.
And
let me play you motherfucker, not in the dome.
We already heard some people saying, Kyle saying, like, oh yeah, they're gonna fold come playoff time. No, they're hurt. Like, you're not folding is having all your players ready and I'll just put out a dud. Being hurt is having 22 players on an IR on a 52-man roster. Let's do the math with that one real quick on what percentage you need with that.
That shit is crazy.
But then we had the Buccaneers, Chargers. Bucks beat them 40-17 in LA. Bucks took over the stadium low key as well. I mean, we always say the Chargers play away when they're at home, but it was kind of crazy to see the Bucks fan base. It's not like the Steelers or the Eagles or the Bills where like they're known to travel, but for like the Bucks fans to kind of take over your stadium is kind of wild, especially like no Tom Brady era. But Baker, this was a ball game. I don't want to say it was. It was like 17-13, like halftime, third quarter. And then Baker just flipped the fucking switch, and Mike Evans couldn't get tackled. Literally, he catches like a medium short route that breaks the tackle, gone, takes it to the house. Baker just hits every fucking throw. Bucky Irvin's breaking 4 to 5 tackles every run, and this offense can kind of. I'm not the biggest Bucks fan, but like they turned it on at the perfect time, and like if they're playing like this, Eli Manning Giants type shit, like this is going to be a tough wild card team because maybe not even wild card. I'm still hoping for a wild card team for this Bucks for my bets, but it could be a division winner. It could be playing home for that first week. Who knows? But this is a team that I would want to line up against come these next few weeks leading into the playoffs.
The Eagles want to see them boys.
The Eagles probably do want to see them boys. And that actually be a great matchup for me because not just for me, but just the storyline. Like, because the Eagles versus Bucks have been like when Tom Brady was there for those 3 years. Like, that was a big playoff matchup every year.
Yeah, I mean, they played good, I guess.
Kev don't want to. He can't say nothing too nice because his Falcons are still battling for it. But yeah, 40 points, and his Chargers defense is no slouch. So them dropping 40 was like, oh, okay.
I just see it as if Kirk Cousins, when we played the Chargers, instead of throwing those four interceptions, he threw it to people on our team. We would have did the same thing.
And Mike Evans, 3 games left, 250 yards needed to keep the 1,000 streak alive. And then they have a rookie. Where's his name? It's like Jalen McMillan, 5 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. If you are in a dynasty league like me and he's somewhere available, go pick him up. Because Mike Evans ain't going to be there too much longer. He does look like a stud. Godwin was like 2 season-ending, like big season injuries in like the past 4 years. So I would go pick him up by people. But moving to the slate down the road, we got Eagles beating the Steelers 27-13. The the scoreboard does kind of make you feel like this was a blowout. It really wasn't. The Eagles made some terrible turnovers early in the game, which let the Steelers keep the ball. Like you turn over the ball against the Steelers, they're gonna find 3 points at least. So like they kept the game close, just like the Steelers like it. You keep the game close. You never know when they somehow another sneak a win. But instead, Najee Harris fumbles the ball in the fourth quarter, and then Jalen Hurts and then boys take like the whole clock, go score their touchdown, and now it's a two possession game. And kind of after that, it was all she wrote.
No George Pickens, no offense. No George Pickens, no vertical. Russ ain't throwing no moon balls like he's supposed to. The running game ain't getting off like this.
Hey, I will give him credit though, because why their receiving core without like Pickens is a stud, but without Pickens, the receiving core is Calvin Austin, Van Jefferson, and I don't know who the third guy is. But like this ain't no Van Jefferson on the Rams. This is
ain't nobody. Josh Allen figured it out.
he has been eating.
Pat Mahomes figured it out.
These guys are in their prime at the top of the list. These are two MVPs.
Sam Darnold figured it out. But
Jay Jettis, Addison, that's crazy. T.J. Hawkinson, Aaron Jones.
Sam Darnold figured it out. But nah. First off, fuck the Steelers. Because like every time I think they finna go crazy, they don't go crazy. Don't get me wrong, this is the Eagles. But like your boy's been hyping Russell Wilson up crazy because he's had these little cool little games like that game against the Bengals. And then last week they didn't play too bad. I mean, this is what happens when you play a good defense. Like you're just lucky that you got to play the Ravens next week and they can't cover passes.
This is the best defense in the league.
The Lions weren't so hurt, they'd be talking that shit, kid. But they don't have to worry about them. They got to worry about the Bills. They got to worry about the Chiefs. Defenses that been going crazy. Bring your ass to NFC, but we over here all day. But I'm not a Russell Wilson fan. I am a fan of the Steelers. I like the way that their game's going. But this is one of those games that where if you're playing against a team and your defense, I've always been if you score less than 14, if you score 14, the defense is supposed to have your back. But this is one of those games where like this isn't a team that you can stop and slow down. Jalen Hurts and his offense look great. What is it? 2 touchdowns. AJ Brown got him going early because they was talking all that shit.
No, they definitely aired it out this year because they were like, "Well, Hurts, we got to do something."
And then Devontae Smith getting in there doing what he got to do.
Best game of the season.
So this offense came in and said, "Yo, bro, we're finna go ahead and ball it, brotherly shove." I mean, it's a tush push, but yeah, I think the Steelers, what we see next week out of them versus the Ravens, is going to say a lot to what type of playoff team they're going to be. Because they really haven't gotten a playoff dubs in a minute. When's the last time you seen it? We've seen the Steelers get in the playoff, but when's the last time you seen them win? Even when Big Ben was down, I don't think they was winning.
No, they weren't. But I don't know. I feel a little different about this team.
I'm not a fan, kid. But this team's been building, saving you on not saving you, but coming in clutch on your locks and shit.
Yeah,
your dogs and shit.
That's probably why I be fucking with them. Because I think out of the 4 dogs I picked this year, they're like 3 of them. And if I were to stick with them every week, I probably had like 6 of them instead of 4.
Yeah.
Then we had the Packers pummeling the Seahawks 30-13. This was hard to watch, especially when Geno Smith got hurt. Sam Howell comes in. Packers are a legitimate threat. They're one of the tougher teams, another wild card team that you probably don't want to see. If the Lions and Vikings aren't having the crazy season that they're having, that they're probably a number 1 seed in a lot of other years. Josh Jacobs has been the second half of the season. I feel like they've been leaning on Josh Jacobs a lot more, and that's what's paying off. Like Jordan Love, less mistakes, let the run game eat. They don't really have a wide receiver 1, but each receiver does what they do very well. And Dobbs eats, Watson eats, Wicks eats, fucking Jaden Reed eats. Like there's 4 receivers that all find one of them or 2 of them are gonna have a great day almost every time they play.
Yeah, I think Jordan Love, when it comes to him, him and his teammates have great chemistry, and he throws a lot of either or balls to me. Like, there's not 50-50 balls. It's either the defense is there or they're not. And a lot of those balls he threw were like right there in the pocket on the money target. But like if the defender tracks it a little different, moves his hands another way, maybe looks back a little earlier, could have went different story. So I see why he throws so many interceptions. But a game like this shows that like when they're locked in and they have the chemistry together, there's not much you can do to stop that offense. They're not like a high powered crazy offense that's gonna score 40 on you. When it's time to get that 30, they're gonna put that 30 up on your ass.
And the defense played great because even when Gino was in the game, like the red zone interception, it
Hmm.
was just like, damn, like
That was a nice play.
at no point I was just hoping the Seahawks could cover. Like at no point I thought they were gonna win. Like after they throw the red zone interception, I'm like, oh, they're not winning this game. I can just only pray they cover the fucking points.
Yeah, I did not have faith in the Seahawks on this one. And now, because of that loss, the Rams is number
Yeah,
one.
that division is so fun to watch because
So,
every week's a different team.
so now my NFC fucking Rams NFC championship pick doesn't look too bad.
And then we had a doubleheader on Monday. We had the Vikings blowing out the Bears 30-12. Caleb Williams does not get the interception that I bet on, even though Harrison Smith had one right in his fucking hands.
Yeah.
But that bet would have lost either way, so I'm not too mad about that. But yeah, the Caleb Williams express is looking terrible, and I'm seeing people really pull out their ass on excuses. I saw someone later say, "Oh, we can't blame like I this really made me cry. We can't blame Caleb Williams because he's arguably has the worst receiving core in the NFL." And I sat. They said, "Don't look at the name value." And I sat there. I don't give a fuck what the name value is. For. Did you just say Keenan Allen, DJ Moore? Y'all spent a top 10 pick on Rome Adesanya, out of coming out of the draft this year with Caleb Williams. Instead of getting a lineman, y'all drafted another weapon. Um, and then y'all gonna sit here and say this one. Like that's what I'm saying. They're pulling shit out their ass for him. I can just accept that, yeah, wide open. But I can just accept that he's young, he holds the ball too long, and he doesn't read defenses very good. These are things you can work on, though. But the fact that people are pulling out excuses is just crazy to me. Oh, and then the Bears shoot themselves in the foot. They score a touchdown on the 1 yard line, and the fucking lineman who comes in to play fullback to block for him forgets to tell the ref that, hey, I'm coming in at fullback. He doesn't even look at the rest. He literally just go. And then they said this is a bigger issue because that means that he left the sideline with the coaches putting him in to do that play, and nobody told him to go check in with the ref because that doesn't happen. Like the player just doesn't even look at the refs all within a second, comes to the huddle, hikes. It's like, oh, no one in the sideline, no coach told him, like, hey, go check in before you do this. So it shows a bigger issue because they had an intern coach this year, this game and everything. It was just like, oh, the coaches aren't even fucking helping these boys sometimes. Like, it's just a big dumpster fire.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of hit everything on the nose quite well. The Bears aren't a good team. Making excuses for them is crazy, especially when you're talking like offensive, like weapons and shit like that. That shit is crazy work. But
If you said the O line, if you say shit like that, I can understand.
and like Kate Williams does miss, and like it's one thing about holding the ball that is pretty bad, but he genuinely does miss a lot of open receivers. He doesn't like getting progressing on his reads as well. There's just a lot of quarterback mechanics that I'm not an expert at, so I'm not going to sit here and like critique him on. But understanding that there is a lot more you have to build on top of that.
And it's like these are things you can work on as long as you accept that you're not good at them. And I think that's where Caleb Williams is at right now. It's like if he can just accept that you aren't that dude and that you have to kind of work from the ground up because all the easy shit ain't gonna come easy no more, then he could probably go out and be that dude. But it's all about how much they're gonna be working on. Is everything coming from now? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean the Vikings did their thing though. They kind of they scored even though I wouldn't say you had a bad game, but I don't think you had a great game
Yeah, they didn't play their best
Sam
ball.
Darnold.
Yeah, they were stalled out drives, but then the Bears are gonna go have a 3-and-out, so then you get another drive right back. So it'd be like stalled drive. Oh, we're good. We get another drive right afterwards.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Sam Darnold throwing the ball 40 times, but he was able to catch Jay Jettas in the red zone and end zone early. But you can see there's a lot of times they kind of force throws to certain spots, like they just hope
The
that they get there.
interception.
Because it all started once Jay Jettas dropped that one ball. and like it just turned. And the next thing you know, they go for it and they throw that stupid ass interception on 4th and 3. So it kind of like that's not stuff you want to see in the playoffs.
But that's also how bad the Bears played because they still dropped 30, and like there's points on the left on the table because they wanted to place. I don't know why you're going for it on 4th down and shit right there, but
Yeah, there was no I mean, it's cool to be aggressive and not respect the Bears and all that good stuff. I'm not mad at you, but yeah, you didn't need to do that because that shit looked crazy after like the next series of events just looked so bad.
yeah. And Will Richard was hitting them bitches. Then we had the Falcons beating the Raiders. Kept this game was hard to watch. 15-9.
Yeah, that game was shitty.
So little offense. This is Kirk Cousins throws 17 passes this game. This is by far a season low. I think they really just said we're gonna take the ball out of his hands.
You got to, because imagine like imagine you take your dog out on a walk, and I hate to compare humans to dogs, right? But you take your dog out on a walk, and this motherfucker runs.
Especially Falcons history with dogs and quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's funny. So you look crazy. You take your dog out on the walk, and usually the dog's well behaved and shit. But like the last 4 times, this motherfucker's been all over the place, crossing the street,
biting people,
biting niggas. You feel me? Taking shits in niggas' yards. Like, what are you doing? Pissing on children's bikes. Like, what is going on, kids? So what do?
Get a shorter leash.
You feel me? Like, come on now. What are you?
You're walking him by the collar. That's how they did his boy.
Me and him are walking right next to each other the entire time. And don't get me wrong, over time, you can learn to control yourself. We're gonna get you.
Show me this again.
You feel me?
But you just spent $150 million on that dog. That's the most.
You don't want to talk about.
They said the most tame dog in the world.
Bro, do you understand? I go every time he has a bad game, I go check his contract. I don't tell people this, but like this year we pay him 12, next year we pay him 27, and the last 2 years we pay him 35.
Oh, so y'all paying him only 12 this year? So he can play mediocre this year. He's only worth 12 million.
No, that's just how much his game checks
are. Oh, okay.
That's because all the shit got paid
bonus
up front. Like, it probably made like 40 million off a nigga.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah, bro, this shit is crazy work. So that's why I'm like, damn, give that nigga, put that one on the leash, whatever. Because the Penix fucking screams is insane right now. But put that boy on the leash. Don't let him throw the ball to another motherfucker. We about to have to start using Jameis math on this motherfucker.
Yeah, bro, because like Desmond Riddler, like they had no run game to speak of. I'm not saying Desmond played good, but it was a point where like in the 4th quarter where they scored that touchdown, Desmond Riddler was like scrambling for his life, this and that, and then like they get the stop on the Falcons and they get the ball back, if I'm not mistaken, and they have 2 chances at the end zone.
He didn't even throw the Hail Mary.
Yeah, that was the worst part. But I was just saying like this ain't good. Like it's just not a good look being like for the way I had talked about them, the way Kev's been repping them and everything, and like preseason takes, I was just like, bro, this is life or death with Desmond Riddler Raiders right now. It's like 15-9. Like, what are we talking about right now? Yeah. B. John had a good game. Like, he would eat, and I just don't know what would happen to that drive. I really would not know what would happen.
Yeah, there's a lot of growing pains. If I was talking about everybody else needing to get things figured out, things figured out by the playoffs.
Did Koo miss or get blocked? Because it was like that was the reason why it was still a potential game in the 4th quarter. It was because it was they trotted him out, and I think he either got blocked or he just missed it on like a 39-yarder.
See, pulling shit. I was literally on the couch slump during this game. That's how boring that shit was.
But Koo missed or got blocked, and I was like, oh, at that point, I was like, oh, fuck, the Raiders really might come back.
Yeah, like
what just happened?
15-9. At any point, all you had to do was score 1 touchdown to get taken. So shout out my guys, my Dirty Birds.
They got to win. I can't say nothing.
They got the W disgustingly on prime time. Do what you needed to do to get the dub. Drake London got you that touchdown you needed.
I would have lost that matchup because the Bears in the 4th quarter threw like 6 straight passes to DJ Moore. DJ Moore had 8 catches for like 20 yards. I was so pissed. I was so mad. Yeah, Drake London had 3 catches, a touchdown, and like 50 yards, and he got scored by like 2 points. I was so mad. It was like 8 catches for like 50 yards. I don't know, something stupid. I was so pissed. Yeah. No worries, not the big money league, so let's just brush it off, keep it pushing, charge it to the game.
Hey man, at least I won the fucking fantasy. Oh, my team won fantasy.
Nice. This man wasn't even checking that shit until he realized, oh shit, my guys are snapping.
Yeah, I said Rashard Bateman had 2 touchdowns.
Hold up.
I was like, wait a minute, I might have did good on fantasy this week. Hold on. Hey, but it's only a $20 league. So what, $20 between 16 people?
What is that, 320?
Yeah, it's not
too
bad.
bad.
And then the person that
comes a second, get money back.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 300.
Yeah, not bad.
So like, but I've never won, so I wouldn't know how that
See, what
feels.
hurts for me is that I'm the league that I got booted for. I'm the commissioner. I hold the money, so I got the 900 in my account. I'm looking at it. I'm like, damn, now I gotta Venmo this to somebody.
Tragic.
But yeah, we gotta leave out on a high note with them Falcons getting the dub. Even if it's ugly, a win's a win. What did they say for the Jets? It's a National Football League. It's hard to come by.
Nah, you gotta do better, because y'all gave up your season. You gotta do better.
But we appreciate everyone watching along. Thank you for watching live. Again, like and comment. It means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're fucking with us. This is one of the few in live episodes, so appreciate it while it lasts. I'm Paul Pickle Winner, joined with Kev, Waterboy Savoy, and we got to get the fuck up out of here.